Hi, it's good to see you. Stopped by just in time for your Libra September 2020 tarot reading and forecast. It's good to see you. So you want to know what Libra September 2020 is all about? Well, we're about to find out. Actually, the developer of this deck has provided us a card, which is Libra. So we'll have a look at that when it comes. A time in just a few seconds when we do the reading itself. Now, of course, I've had the benefit of seeing a few of you, haven't I, over the course of the last month in private one-on-one readings. And it's been great to get to know you. And if you'd like to have a private reading yourself, then just check out the information that's in the description box below, and you'll see how easy it is for that to happen from anywhere in the world. So let's see what there is in store for you. This is an independent deck which is no longer going to be printed. There'll be no reprints of this. So this is, in a sense, a museum piece, even though it's relatively new. The Nine of Wands. Now, I'm told that the prices for this deck secondhand are going through the roof. I would not sell mine. It was given to me by a witch, I suppose you would say, and she said this is a deck which is going to work well with you, and it sure does. I will pass this on to one of my, well, I think my daughter actually is clairvoyant, so maybe she may well have it from me. When I shuffle from this mortal coil into the next realm, there's the King of Wands, the King of Coins, the King of Wands, the Nine of Wands. It's all happening for you, isn't it? Here's the Empress. Beautiful card. Lovely color around there, which is very evocative for me, esoterically, of the planet of Venus. And there is the Seven of Wands itself, a fascinating piece of art. Why don't you come sit down next to me while we have a look at these cards, and I'll do the reading for you. Okay, here we go. Now, incidentally, next month's reading will be published on the 9th of September. That's a Wednesday at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time, but I'll pin a note to the comments section. That's the back of the cards, incidentally, for anybody who's interested in. Some people like to see the backs of cards to see what they look like. Here is this Libra card, which the artist has provided. Unusually so. I don't think, excuse me, I don't think I've seen a deck where astrological signs have been dealt in, but it's not to say that they aren't. Now, here we have yours, which is Libra. Now, what is it that we can say about this card of Libra? And it's a very interesting image, isn't it? Well, Libra is the planet Venus, I think, in her morning aspect. She's more philosophical, more interested in beauty and justice in the morning. It's all about connection between two lovers, between the children, and it's about connection between the citizen and the state. It rules relationships as well as the legal system. Now, when there is balance, though, there is imbalance waiting, and Libra is very interested in correcting injustices. She's civic-minded and diplomatic. She uses charm to get her way, and hopefully her way is the way of truth and fairness, not just her way into getting what she wants. So I think what this is saying to you, although it's not part of the reading, I am getting some energy up here. This is a time for you to use your charm and beauty when you arrive at situations. Think of what is fair and what needs to be addressed, what needs to be rebalanced. Okay, so much for that astrological card, and let us now get into these. Let's have a look at the Seven of Wands first. This, incidentally, this Seven of Wands is on the way out, and it says that there could have been some difficulties going on, but these are now passing. Let's have a closer look at it, shall we? Let's check this out. Oh, it's the same color as my cloth, pretty well. and I'm not surprised. Well, this is Mars in the third decan of Leo, with Venus, your planet, ruling this number 7. 7 is associated with Venus here. And this far away from the ace in the 7, the energy of the suit of wands is beginning to dilute. Also, Mars coming in here. Mars doesn't sit well with Venus. The feminine energy of Mars comes into conflict with and dilutes the strength of fire in the suit of wands. This is, however, for me, the Lord of Valor, and it says that you will be pushing through obstacles, that you will have courage, daring, that you'll make a good impact on things. You may take some risks, but you won't be willing to compromise. Now, Mars in Leo usually indicates somebody with authority and power, but in this situation, I think you are having to dig deep and use all of your resources in what may appear to you at a moment to be quite a difficult situation, and possibly a lack of focus, even leading to, at the time, because this is a minor arcana, it's not going to go throughout the month, but at the time, perhaps some sort of desperation in the way that you act. It could be that you feel as if for a moment you are fighting a losing battle, and that it is only your courage which is keeping you going. Maybe you feel you haven't been dealt the best hand, and perhaps things to you seem as if they are not going well in the background. But they are, as we shall see. You could almost feel as if you are on a sinking ship in relation to something. And in relation to relationships, could be some problems where you feel you are running out of energy and ideas as to how to keep sustaining it. Or in relation to work matters, it might be that you are feeling that you are getting to the end of your tether in relation to something. But being true to yourself includes standing up for your own truth, even in the face of immense resistance. Trust your power. In this present situation, when it arises, you must assert yourself at all costs, and be ready to accept the consequences. Become aware of whatever fears have prevented you, until now, from asserting yourself. And have this thought in mind: I express my own reality openly and honestly. This number 7 also, for me, mystically, it relates to an area of divine emanation prior to the emergence of matter from out of spirit through the divine creative process, and that area is referred to by us mystics as victory. So you will have victory over the problems. The number 7 also, to me, also has reference to the 7th or crown chakra, and that is where you open to the spirit world. There are many dimensions to the spirit world. One of the more easily accessible is the Devic or angelic kingdom. Now, Deva, D-E-V-A, is an ancient Sanskrit word meaning shining one. In English, we might call this an angel. Devas are fifth-dimensional beings who can choose to manifest in a form recognizable to humans. Often that form has wings or a radiating light issuing from the heart that we can perceive as wings. Now, you may have heard of angels helping people in need. The helpful stranger who suddenly appears at the side of the road and then mysteriously disappears after performing some necessary function. Well, they're sometimes later recognized as an angel. Angels have been credited with preventing many accidental and premature deaths, and with pulling strings behind the scenes to make things happen. Now, I know they won't interfere with your soul's growth by removing obstacles that you need to overcome, but they are eager helpers when their assistance is requested. And recognizing this behind-the-scenes support can help you embrace life, because you know that you are guided and you are protected, and that hardships that come to you are there to strengthen you. This is suggesting, I think, that you are ready to open the 7th chakra and, more specifically, to angels. Whatever brings you most in touch with the sweetness of the angels and your own true nature is going to be helpful during this time. Probably nothing is more effective in eliciting the angels' help than simply asking for it. The angels are there, waiting to be of assistance to you. Now, let's have a look at this other card, because it's in the same suit, the 9. Let's have a look here. Now, are you in focus? There you go. Well, this is the Lord of Great Strength, and it is the moon ruling the 2nd decan of Sagittarius. Now, for me, this number 9 also has a mystical association with the moon. So you have a double lunar influence, as the moon is in the astrology of the card, and it's also associated with the number 9, the Lord of Great Strength. This is really suggesting, and interestingly, it's the first card that came up for you, that there is going to be power for you gained through unifying conscious and unconscious energies. There will be determination, strength of character, courage under fire, defending what you have worked for. Do you know, this is really also a card of great endurance, so you will be able to make your way through any obstacles or tough periods. You will reach into yourself and discover new depths of strength and power that you never thought you had. Now, you may encounter obstacles, we all do, but the point is you will have the strength to overcome them. And when this card turns up in this position up here, you can be assured, this is the position it was in, of course, you can be reassured that you have what it takes to get by, even in times of difficulty and stress. Inner strength is going to rise up within you and guide you to your goals, and in the process, you'll learn more about yourself, and you'll gain a new, all-round perspective which brings security and self-confidence. You are in the process of discovering your real strength. Trust your inner guide. Trust the angels. Are you a little afraid of your own strength? In what areas in your life does this fear come up? Say to yourself, I know more and more clearly who I am. This recognition leads to the full development of my potential strength. Now, Libra, Venus, and let's have a look at Miss Venus here, or Madam Venus. This is, of course, the Empress, Major Arcana number 3, the daughter of the mighty ones. Now, I'm getting a lot of pregnancy around here. She happens to be pregnant herself, so you may well hear of pregnancy, or if you're in the mechanisms of becoming pregnant, that may well happen. I think you could well be exploring a relationship with a mother or with a maternal figure. Now, because of the presence of the 2 kings in this deck here, let's have a look at them. These 2 kings here who are on the same line, I think it's also the case that you could be acting as if you're a male, a paternal figure to someone, or be exploring a relationship with or getting counsel from a father or a father figure. And I think that this card is saying that you're going to have a great degree of empathy and a caring personality during this time. It reminds you that spirituality is expressed from the heart and not from the head. Very much a sense of earth around here. And in that respect, the picture says it all. The Earth Mother celebrates life. She is both pregnant with new life and in loving relationship with the child that is within her. Now, this card is pretty well always called the Empress, yet the qualities usually attributed to her are not so much those of a ruler as those of a mother or a parental figure, being able to nurture, to comfort, to extend love to others, and to provide for their needs. Here, she is, I think, an earth mother, because she lives close to the soil and earth is her element, and she's close to nature. It is primarily the two qualities of parental caretaker and being connected to the natural world that make her the counterpart of the emperor. The Earth Mother is fertile and creative. She is a symbol of awaiting fertility. She is open to life and to the abundance of life. The Earth Mother is particularly sensitive to the physical and emotional aspects and is able to connect these to the spirit. Spirit is not disembodied and abstract for her, but is everywhere throughout the world. The Empress herself is an incarnation of it, and she embodies many of the traits of the High Priestess, who's not in your spread today, but she does so in a more grounded and personal way. Her spirituality is sensual because it is wedded to life. It may be the sensuality of candlelight and incense, of earth-based ceremonies, of song and dance, or of any kind of beauty. Now, pleasure is a natural outgrowth of this orientation. This pleasure is not separated from the deeper dimensions of life, but is a way of praising creation and our human bodies and capacities. This woman here is not always slaving away over a hot stove or doing the vacuuming, cleaning the house, but has time to celebrate, to dance, to make love, and to play with her children. She includes them in her life, letting them see her for who she is. Now, this archetype is not limited to women who mother children. Any woman who has claimed her body and her connection to earth and lets her creativity and love come out, who tends to her creations with attentiveness and loving concern, is expressing the energy of this card. And although it is a feminine energy, men can express it too. I think you are becoming full and juicy with life and about to give birth to something. This may be a good time to consider having a child, to begin a new creative project, or otherwise express your maternal or paternal energy. It is certainly a good time to deepen and enjoy your connection with earth, sensuality, and the body. Well, let's go to these two guys here now, shall we? And who shall we do first? I think we'll do the centerfold, Mr. King of Wands. King of Wands. Gee, I'm getting a lot of Sagittarius and a lot of Scorpio around here. He is the Lord of Flames and Lightning, the King of the Spirits of Fire. Now, I think what this is saying is that this is going to be a time of activity for you, generosity. Maybe you might be quite impetuous about things that go on, and you could have a degree of pride. You will be swift in how you go about things, and there could be unpredictable action or outcomes to the actions that you take, maybe even a sense of fierceness engaged with this as well. Do you know, I get the feeling from this card that there is really around you something which you might call startling or almost revolutionary, a lot of changes coming about, changes contained in events around you. But you should be cool and collected and resolute and energetic, and be careful of the actions you take. Not doing anything that hasn't been well thought out, but go forward with confidence in your ability. I think you'll have a degree of ambition here and be quite adventurous. You're going to be determined. And you are going to be very charming and magnetic. And to be quite frank, you are going to be very hard to resist. So use that when you've got it. I think it's also the case that, there may be travel associated with here. I see that there's something around this king. He's just bringing up travel. Certainly it's a time to trust your gut instincts and let your hair down. Give yourself a bit of a pep talk and believe that you can do it. I think there's something coming up which requires really strong, quick action to be taken. That's what's needed in a situation that you'll see. And you need a virtuous goal to focus upon, really. Be awake, be ready for people or situations which could produce dynamic changes in your consciousness. Be grateful for this gift from existence. Receive it, but don't cling to it. And does your present situation allow your energies to develop and unfold fully? And if not, what must be removed or changed? I think it's important that you seek out situations and opportunities that challenge you and engage those opportunities with all of your energy. Have this thought in mind. Every challenge which arises helps me grow. Every storm strengthens my roots. Let's have a look at his cousin. Here he is. Well, the king of coins, the lord of the wild and fertile land. I am getting a lot of Virgo and Leo around this card, so why is there Virgo and Leo energy? Well, I think it's because the first two decans of Virgo, 0 to 10 degrees, and then 10 degrees to 20 degrees, are ruled by the sun for the first decan, and Venus for the second decan. And the sun is necessary to raise crops, because this is all about earth here. He's the king of earth. And the nurturing qualities of Venus, which are in that second decan, really only complement this. So I think there could well be a Virgo here around you, but there could well also be a Leo, I think. And it might well be someone of the land. I think this is a person who is patient, a hard worker, really clever, but you might sometimes think that they're a bit bored and into material things, to too great an extent into material things. I really get the impression that this is a guy who prefers to delegate things out to other people and really only gets his own hands dirty with something if it's absolutely necessary to do so. I think that he's telling you, though, that you should, during this period, work with your instinct. Work with your instinct, because that's going to bring you good results over the longer term. Now, there are no air cards present in this spread of yours, so that signifies to me that working with instinct is really the right message, because the air is relating to the mind and what I would think to maybe intellectualizing things. And I don't think this is a person who over-intellectualizes things. He works with a steady forward motion pace without thinking through fine details of things. And so I think that you should use your instincts and experience and work ethic to get things done. Now, this is someone I think that doesn't usually have much interest in anything outside of the work environment. But he does have a great connection with Mother Earth. I think what we can also say about him is that where his work ethic comes from is good, because he's able to persist against all the odds And this is something that you'll be doing during this period as well, because we saw this with this Nine of Wands up here. I think also that this is very positive for you, and it implies a work commitment over a longer period of time. And he is being helped by this Seven of Wands, which is about endurance and digging deep to overcome difficulties. So I think you'll be doing that. But I think that you have fortune on your side here, valor and prudence, and I think success is going to come to you as a result of this card, allied with that and that, very, very much so. Now really is the time to set your abilities to work in service of some kind. The tasks before you are large and demand the use of all your powers, but if you make the effort, the harvest will reward you richly. Now, are there any tasks that you would like to avoid in your life? Whenever things seem to be too much trouble for you, concentrate on the positive results of your actions for you and for others. Your internal learning and growing process is the most important outcome, more important than that which you achieve by your actions. Have this thought in mind. With every task that comes my way comes also the energy needed to accomplish it, because that is definitely the overriding message that's coming through to you when we look at these cards together. What a fantastic spread of cards for you. Well done, Libra, good job. That's it for you this month. Well, there you go, September 2020, another month and a step closer to the end of the calendar year. Let's all keep our spirits up, shall we, during this time. I think there's some aggravation yet to happen, but you are going to be fine according to that reading, and that's the most important thing. And in any event, I want you until next month to remember one thing always, and it is this, that you are a legend, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.